A new map shows where coronavirus cases are in Spokane County based on your zip code. We'll let you know how you can check it out. And Washington Governor Jay Inslee announced today he and the governors from California and Oregon are working together on a shared approach for reopening our economy.
Good evening and thank you for joining KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Hope everyone had a great Easter weekend and we're ready to attack another week from home again. Kind of feels like every day's a Monday right now. We are in week 4 of social distancing here at KREM 2, so I'm broadcasting live from my living room here on the South Hill along with Tom Sherry's at home as well, and our Whitney Ward back at the studio tonight with a look at your top stories tonight. Whitney.
Hi, Mark. Yeah, I have heard this before on Facebook. Someone was saying it's basically like one long, endless Groundhog Day, and I think that's about right. Get up, do the same thing every single day. But eventually we know it will finally end. Just holding out hope for that. We have a lot to get to tonight, so let's get right to it. Washington Governor Jay Inslee announced today he and governors from both California and Oregon have agreed to work together on a shared approach for reopening our state's economies. Regina Ahn is joining us now with more details on that. Hi, Regina.
Hi, Whitney. Yes, Inslee, California Governor Gavin Newsom, and Oregon Governor Kate Brown have agreed to a set of principles as they come up with a plan to reopen the economy in the western U.S. They say the residents' health, of course, comes first. The West Coast has a huge stake in controlling and ultimately defeating COVID-19. The next priority is health impacts. Modifications of the state's stay-at-home orders must be based off the direct impact of COVID-19 on the communities and our ability to control the spread. Leaders say they have to see a rapid decline in the rate of spread of the virus before large-scale reopening.
The issue is if you open up too soon and there's a big load of cases still in the community that have the potential to go back to community transmission, we can quickly see resurgences in some states.
In West Coast states, Dr. Murray says we will need multiple weeks of closures after the peak to bring the burden of cases down to a point where testing and tracing has a chance of working. And Dr. Murray added that the United States would very clearly have a rebound in cases if the country were to open up on May 1st. Live in the newsroom tonight, Regina Ahn, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. And Spokane's health leaders did receive several inquiries about where the COVID-19 cases have been here in Spokane County. So the Regional Health District created this map right here, and it is categorizing cases of the 2019 novel coronavirus by zip code. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley demonstrates now which areas have the most cases reported and how leaders are now using this critical information.
This map on the Spokane Regional Health District's website is a visual representation of the spread of COVID-19 across all zip codes in Spokane County. Now, as you can see, it has spread throughout Spokane County, which spokesperson Kelly Hawkins says is a good reminder of why we need to follow the stay-at-home, stay-healthy order. Now, let's take a look at the top 5 zip codes with the most coronavirus cases this morning. We'll start with number 1. That's in zip code 99208 with a case total of 25. Next up is zip code 99037 with 23 COVID-19 cases. Then there are 21 cases in zip code 99207. And we'll click through here. There are 20 cases of COVID-19 in the 99206 zip code. And finally, we will click on zip code 99224, and that shows a total of 15 COVID-19 cases. Now, Hawkins points out that just because someone lives in a certain area or zip code, they still could have contracted the virus from somewhere else. But it's clear from this map that the virus knows no boundaries and no zip code is immune to the spread. Now, let's take a look back at the data again. The health district has compiled a list of cases and deaths by age ranges. More than 40% of the 15 people who have died from coronavirus complications in Spokane County are between 80 and 89 years old. But none of the coronavirus patients who have died in Spokane County are under the age of 50, as you can see here. Now, of course, our local leaders are keeping an eye on these numbers. Today, during a press conference with local leaders and Dr. Bob Lutz, we asked when we could start to see Spokane reopen its economy.
As we move forward and we see the number of cases that start to plateau, we start looking at what parts of the economy can we now open.
Now, the decision to reopen will be at the advice of Dr. Lutz.
What we are looking for is a continued decrease in case counts. I get very concerned if I see clusters or outbreaks in certain areas, communities, or again, in congregate settings.
Now, if you would like to view the health district's data on COVID-19 cases in Spokane County, text the word DATA to 509-448-2000. Reporting from home and practicing social distancing, Amanda Roldy, KREM 2 News.
Are the cases by zip code. Now let's look at the number of coronavirus cases at the Spokane Veterans Home, because those numbers are growing. At least 12 residents have tested positive so far, and dozens of staff members got tested this weekend at the drive-through testing location at the Interstate Fairgrounds. Health officials are still waiting on some of those results. All of the residents in that facility are also now being checked for fever or other symptoms every 4 hours. We do have more information on our website, krem.com. More than 2,500 workers at Boeing are now back at work. The company says it's only resuming limited operations right now in Everett and Moses Lake. Those employees, though, will also be supplied with masks, and they will have to continue following social distancing guidelines. Small businesses all around the country are starting to get their federal loan payments. The Paycheck Protection Program, otherwise known as PPP, provides $35 billion to help small businesses just stay afloat right now. But many owners are saying it's just barely enough to pay some of the bills. KREM 2's Shayna Waltower explains how one small business owner here is struggling to make those dollars stretch.
Tara Coulter owns Studio One Spokane. To follow Governor Inslee's orders, she had to close the salon on March 17th. She says hearing about the Paycheck Protection Program last week gave her some hope.
There's a lot of money out there, but there's not. And so I definitely did not want to be sitting there waiting to find out that all the money was gone.
She says she applied for the program as soon as she heard about it. On Friday, she learned she was approved. Now, she hasn't received her check yet, but her account estimates she'll be getting about $5,000.
I'm falling less than what I would make behind the chair in 1 month.
She normally brings in anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000 a month, so the one-time loan payment is coming in short. Now, the program offers loan forgiveness if at least 75% of the funding is used for payroll. So that leaves Tara just $1,200 to use for expenses like rent and utilities.
I don't want to be going into debt so that I don't have to close my doors. That's not my goal here.
Now, though Tara hasn't received her check yet, banks have started passing out these payments. Bank CDA in Coeur d'Alene received 235 applications last week. Today, they funded more than 150 of those, totaling to $16.2 million.
The goal is that these businesses continue to pay their employees. We foresee majority of our loans being funded today and tomorrow. And then, of course, we had some applications come in later last week, and we still process some, so we'll get those funded later in the week.
While Coulter waits, she is earning extra money offering curbside delivery for products like shampoo and gift certificates.
I'm sure some of us are glad to be home, but some of us want to be out in the work field. We see what they're doing to their roots out there.
In Spokane, Shayna Waltower, KREM 2 News.
All right, let's talk about the forecast now, because I don't know about you guys, but I have never been more excited to see clear skies and sunshine so we can get outside, get some fresh air, and try to ward off this cabin fever a lot of us are feeling right now. Let's get straight over to Chief Meteorologist Tom Sherry. And Tom, this week looking pretty nice.
So let me tell you how this goes, Mark, about warding off the cabin fever. It got so bad late last week. I said, hey, I'm taking the car up to, get it washed. And it was like, hey, can I come with you? Just for something to do, right? Just to get out of the house.
I hear you.
And of course, if you're going through a car wash, it's plenty of social distancing going on there. Let's go over here and take a look out the weather window, and we'll show you let's take an observation, and we've got blue sky out there, clear skies. We're going to see clear skies continuing this evening until the overnight hours. Then it will become mostly cloudy. Right now we're at 52 degrees. As you can see, wind is out of the west-northwest at 7 miles per hour. We take a look at your day planner forecast. Again, mostly cloudy overnight. That'll keep us above freezing with a low of 36 degrees. We're going to get into the low 60s tomorrow, but it is going to be cloudy. And around 6 o'clock tomorrow, look for rain to develop in northern Idaho and western Montana. I'm not going to rule out a shower here, but the daytime hours will be dry. Mark and Whitney, look at the weekend forecast. 68 degrees on Saturday. We'll call for a high of 69 on Sunday. Coming up in just about 10 minutes, I've got more good news in your 7-day forecast. Again, that's just 10 minutes from now. Back to you.
I love it when you deliver good news. Thank you, Tom Sherry. We'll talk to you momentarily here. Okay, on to some big news in the sports world today. WSU making an announcement that impacts both their coaching staff and their ticket holders. KREM 2 Sports Director Brenna Green joins us live in studio tonight, and she just got off a conference call with the university's athletic director. And Brenna, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Mark, today the school announcing that Pat Chun, head football coach Nick Rolovich, head men's basketball coach Kyle Smith, and university president Kirk Schultz will all take 5% pay cuts for the 2020-2021 school year. Those pay cuts total out to $284,000, with Rolovich taking the biggest pay cut of $150,000. The school says they will need about $300,000 to just be able to support the return of senior spring sports athletes next year. In addition, all WSU coaches will voluntarily forego all of their bonuses for next year as well. The school also announced that all season ticket prices are now at a freeze, meaning prices won't go up from where they are currently. They said they will be flexible in terms of ticket renewals and payment plans as well. Chun reiterated on his conference call today that all of these coach pay cuts were voluntary.
The great thing with not only Nick and Kyle, but with all of our coaches is the discussion shifts right away. What can we do to serve and what can we do to help? So these aren't taxing discussions. These are all of our coaches know what's at stake here, and all of our coaches want to contribute to the greater good.
In other local sports news, this afternoon, the Indoor Football League announcing that their season has been canceled, which means the Spokane Shock season is over before it even began. The IFL's board of directors did approve an extended 16-game schedule for the 2021 season, so as of right now, the league plans on returning next year. Tonight at 6, we'll also be catching up with EWU head football coach Aaron Best in sports, who took a voluntary 10% pay cut last Thursday night. Mark?
All right, Brenna, the pandemic certainly having a worldwide impact, and we're seeing that here as well. Thank you, Brenna. Okay, with all the changes happening right now, we know it can be hard to kind of take a breath and just to check out for a moment. So before we head to the break, we want to leave you with a moment of zen. Our photographer, Al Lozano, took the Sky 2 drone over the Post Falls Dam. So we'll leave you with this, and we'll be right back.